Imagine a chemical so powerful it can keep you hooked for life. A substance found in cigarettes, vapes, and even small amounts in some vegetables. It can make you feel alert, relaxed, and happy, but at a dangerous cost. This is nicotine, one of the most addictive substances on Earth. Today, we'll explore how it works and whether its risks are as severe as they're often portrayed. Tobacco smoking has been practiced for centuries, with people cultivating and smoking tobacco long before its introduction to Europe in the 16th century. However, the modern cigarette industry expanded significantly in the early 1900s with the mass production of cigarettes. By the 1920s, smoking had become deeply ingrained in culture and was heavily promoted through advertising. In the 1940s and 1950s, research began linking smoking to serious health problems such as lung cancer and heart disease. A landmark 1950 study by British epidemiologists Richard Doll and Austin Bradford Hill established the connection between smoking and lung cancer. In 1964, the U.S. Surgeon General's report confirmed that smoking caused major diseases, sparking public health campaigns and anti-smoking laws. In the following decades, alternatives to smoking emerged, including smokeless tobacco and nicotine replacement therapies. The rise of vaping in the early 21st century introduced nicotine to a new generation, marketed as a safer alternative to cigarettes. However, nicotine's addictive nature remained, and its health risks continued to drive scientific research and policy discussions. Nicotine is a naturally occurring chemical found in the tobacco plant Nicotiana tabacum. It belongs to a class of compounds called alkaloids, organic chemicals that contain nitrogen and have potent effects on the body. Other well-known alkaloids include caffeine and morphine. Nicotine is the primary psychoactive substance in cigarettes, cigars, chewing tobacco, and modern vapes, responsible for their stimulating and addictive effects. Interestingly, nicotine is also found in very small amounts in certain vegetables, such as tomatoes, potatoes, and eggplants. When people smoke, chew, or vape tobacco products, they primarily seek nicotine's effects on the brain. Nicotine is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream and travels to the brain, where it binds to nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. These receptors play a key role in releasing neurotransmitters like dopamine. By stimulating these receptors, nicotine triggers dopamine release, leading to feelings of alertness, relaxation, and euphoria. Nicotine acts quickly once it enters the body. When inhaled from a cigarette, it reaches the brain in about 20 seconds. With vaping, absorption is even faster due to the efficient transfer of nicotine from vapor to the bloodstream. Nicotine mimics acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter involved in attention, learning, and muscle movement. By binding to acetylcholine receptors, nicotine stimulates dopamine release, which plays a critical role in pleasure, motivation, and reward. This explains why nicotine provides an immediate boost in alertness and focus, along with a calming effect. The combination of stimulation and relaxation makes nicotine particularly appealing. However, with repeated use, the brain becomes dependent on nicotine to release dopamine, reducing its natural dopamine production. Without nicotine, dopamine levels drop, leading to irritability, anxiety, and intense cravings. Nicotine addiction is challenging to overcome because it involves more than just physical dependence. It also becomes tied to habitual behaviors. Unlike some substances that remain in the body for extended periods, nicotine has a short half-life, meaning it is eliminated from the body relatively quickly. This short duration leads to frequent cravings, prompting users to smoke or vape more often. Additionally, nicotine use often becomes associated with specific daily routines, such as drinking coffee, taking breaks at work, or socializing. Over time, these habits become just as ingrained and addictive as the substance itself, making quitting even more difficult. While nicotine is not directly responsible for diseases like lung cancer or heart disease, the method by which it's consumed can be harmful. Cigarettes release thousands of toxic chemicals when burned, including tar and carbon monoxide, which damage the lungs and cardiovascular system. Long-term smoking significantly increases the risk of cancer, stroke, and respiratory diseases. Vaping, often marketed as a safer alternative, still carries risks. Many vape liquids contain chemicals that can harm the lungs, and the long-term effects of vaping are still under investigation. Nicotine itself raises blood pressure and heart rate. Despite its addictive qualities, nicotine is not entirely harmful. Some studies suggest that nicotine, when consumed in isolation, may have cognitive benefits, such as improved focus and memory. Researchers have also explored nicotine's potential use for treating neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases. However, these potential benefits do not outweigh the risks of addiction, which is why nicotine remains a highly regulated substance. With the rise of vaping, nicotine use is shifting. While fewer people smoke traditional cigarettes today, vaping has introduced nicotine to a new generation. Whether in cigarettes, vapes, or vegetables, nicotine is a powerful chemical with a complex legacy. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any video ideas, comment them below, and we'll see you in the next video.